Updates on SundaeSwap. Did you get a swap through? I've got a couple of tips for you in regards to how you can actually get your orders through. Updates from a live AMA that the team did on Twitter Spaces, as well as how to actually delegate at the moment. There are some issues, so I'll be going through that all through this video right now.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast.
Hey everyone, I'm Peter Buey. If this is your first time here, give me that thumbs up, click subscribe, click the notification bell, and you'll get more Cardano related content from me real soon. Now, this has been quite an interesting last 24 hours. I now have gotten some sleep and I actually shaved as well. So I had some time for myself. Mainly because it is a little bit hard getting any of those swaps through. There is a lot of congestion on the Cardano network at the moment with hundreds of people trying to put orders through. Some people have got their orders through and have executed, and hence the prices are going up and down at the moment. But here are some tips and some explanations as to what's going on. So I'll just pull up my screen. Now, what you can see here are a couple of orders that I did manage to get through. But the way that they've organized it here is on-chain and order history. So on-chain open orders are orders that were submitted to the blockchain but haven't been executed yet. So they're on the DEX. The ADA has left your wallet, but it hasn't been executed. And a lot of people are scratching their heads as to, great, I can see my order in here. The ADA's gone. Now what? What on earth is going on? Is this a rug pull? Did they just take all my money and do a runner? Not quite. This has been now locked into a contract. And the way that SundaeSwap works is that it doesn't automatically swap at that time. And if the price has run or has moved too far beyond your slippage settings, then it won't actually execute and be set as an open order on the DEX until that actually happens, until the price comes back down and will execute your order. Now, in a live Twitter Spaces AMA, the team did explain how this order book model worked, and I think it's best coming from the team. So here's an extract of exactly how it works.
SundaeSwap is a combination of an AMM and an order book, meaning that every order that you place has its own transaction that's part of. When you place an order on the chain, the Scooper software is designed to process the order in the order that it was received. The big challenge is even entering into, the launch, the blockchain was running at 95% capacity for extended periods. And I think some of that has come down. I think some of the teams that were running that have turned off their system. So we definitely appreciate that. But needless to say, the blockchain is still running at really heavy capacity. The number of orders people are placing was very significant. I think Blockfrost had tweeted that they had in their own queues, not even things on the blockchain, they had 7,000 orders in their own queues that would have taken hours just to put those orders onto the blockchain. They're probably still going through now. And so even though it seems like 15 minutes, it probably would take a while. And the rate that the blockchain is currently processing the transactions is pretty slow. So it's going to be a while to get to, unfortunately. So in terms of what price you're going to get, there was an option to specify the price. If not, there is a specific number, and I think it defaults to, I don't want to tell you wrong. I want to guess, though. It's around like 1.25%. So whatever price you saw, it will try to deliver a price within that. Think of it like a limit order in a traditional market. And if it's not within that price, your order will sit on the chain until your order is filled at the price you've asked for. So you would never get an order outside the range that you've asked. However, the price may move outside the range that you've asked, in which case your order will just sit there on the chain.
So this works similarly to a order book model on a centralized exchange. So if you're submitting an order at a particular buy price on Binance or Kraken or something like that, the order will only execute when the price fluctuates to that point. So if you're expecting the price to drop a little bit, then your order will actually get executed. So these two orders here, I've put one in at 0.17 ADA, and the price has fluctuated so far from that now. So I don't think that would actually execute unless there's a dump in the market and the price goes back down dramatically. This one here, I put in at 0.51 ADA, and I'm just waiting for the market. This one might actually execute, so I'm just waiting for the market to fluctuate a little bit, and hopefully that one gets executed. What I did differently on this particular order here, and I'll show you how to actually do that as well, is that I've set the slippage to 10%. I know 10% is huge for anyone that is trying to do a swap. It means like if the price differs by 10%, just execute the order anyway. So I'm just trying to get a position to open so I can actually hold some SundaeSwap tokens. And this is what people are doing. They're increasing that slippage to a really high amount just so that it will actually execute when the order gets scooped up by the SundaeSwap scoopers and executed. So if you really want to execute your order, this is how you do it. So I'm going to select ADA, and I'm going to select SundaeSwap tokens. There we go. And here I'll put in 10, and that's how many SundaeSwap tokens I'll get at the moment based on the current price. And what you need to do here is click on the little cog and change this slippage tolerance. So this will indicate how much of a price differentiation you're willing to tolerate before it won't execute, or when it will execute. So if I change this to 20%, then that will actually execute for me. Oh, that's not 20%, that's a lot more. There we go. So that will actually execute for me. So if I put in 203%, it will execute. But yeah, the price might escalate so much and I'll get absolutely nothing. But yeah, if I did do that, it will execute, and I will get my order through. So that's one way that you can. But like I said, the price could fluctuate all over the place and you'd be paying quite a high amount for your Sundae tokens. So that is one way to get something through. But there are other tokens. There are a lot of other ones on the DEX that aren't fluctuating in price so much. So some of the other ones that they are providing extra yield farming rewards for is the LQ token, World Mobile token, and cards. And there is a little bit of controversy around the cards one, and I will bring that up. I am still trying to wrap my head around it, but there are a lot of angry people in the community that are talking about cards. So it's a totally different thing, nothing to do with SundaeSwap at all. But I've been playing around with Vi Finance. It's another platform that I absolutely love, and I love what they're doing with the DeFi space on Cardano. And I managed to get a liquidity position open on this one as well as trade a little bit of Vi Finance. So it's an interesting one to play around with. So if you want to actually execute an order, you can probably do it on any one of these other ones here where you'll be able to actually execute because that price isn't changing. So you can give that a try. Now there are other DEXs. This is a order book model DEX, and if you're not getting any success over on the SundaeSwap one, you can actually try MuesliSwap. I have done an interview with these guys here, top right hand corner, there you go. You can find that video interview and learn a little bit more how the DEX works and how it differs from SundaeSwap visually especially. Now on this one here, you can see all these sell orders at the moment. If I scroll down to the bottom, you can see all the buy orders. So this is a set price of the token and how many tokens. So if I really wanted some Wi-Fi at the moment, I could buy it directly here. I can buy 10 of them at 2 ADA each, and that would cost me 20 ADA. So the current market price on SundaeSwap here is 1.95 ADA. So 2 ADA, it's basically like a marketplace, and you can buy and sell based on what people are putting orders at. And that is a little bit high for my liking, but it looks like no one else is really selling it for cheap. Now, what people are doing here is also taking advantage of arbitrage opportunities between these two DEXs. So you can see the price here on Vi Finance is 1.83 ADA. So people are buying it cheap here and then going over to Vi Finance and locking in orders here so they can get that slight little differentiation in price and make a little bit of a profit. So that's the arbitrage opportunities. I talked about this in the podcast episode number 38. And if you missed it, there you go. Okay, so that's how you can possibly get a swap in at the moment. Fingers crossed you can. It's an interesting state at the moment with the network being so congested and so many people using it at the moment, but I'm pretty sure it will calm down over the next few days. Now, also a really interesting development in the AMA that they had on Twitter Spaces was that an order managed to get executed before the DEX launched. Now, this is really interesting because they were explaining what happened. And let me just pull a couple of things up for you. Now, this came up when the DEX launched, and we can see here that someone noticed that about 1.1 million ADA worth of two orders managed to get in before the DEX launch. So this person somehow submitted the order to the DEX or had it at least waiting in the queue before the DEX launch. So as soon as it launched, the scoopers came in, picked that up and executed the order. Now, I'm probably not the best person to explain this, but I do have a recording here from the AMA. You can listen to it live on Twitter Spaces as well, and I will put the link down below for you so you can listen to it. But here's an extract from it.
I just want to first clear up some things about that transaction. So somebody placed an order before the DEX went live, but the order didn't execute until the DEX went live. So this functionally is equivalent to somebody being fast on the draw and being the first to click the button. Obviously, it gave them a slight advantage because they were able to kind of place it at their leisure. But this is kind of what you get part and parcel for building permissionless distributed systems. We did what we could to prevent it, but you know, somebody got in there and listed their order, and it certainly wasn't anybody, as far as I know, anybody within the SundaeSwap team or who had access to kind of privileged information. And if it ever comes out that it does, then kind of sufficient steps will be taken. Let's just say that. In regards to, yeah, Matt, you have more to say?
Yeah, just to add a little clarity to that. So whoever did the transaction didn't go through the web interface. They probably looked on the testnet and were able to understand the SundaeSwap protocol well enough that they were able to construct their own transaction. And for something like a blockchain, that's bound to happen because, as Pi said, it is permissionless.
So that gives you a really good explanation as to how this person managed to get in. And I think take advantage of how the system worked. That testnet was open for quite a long time. So it gave someone a really good opportunity to work out how the DEX actually worked, write their own transaction and submit it through the command line on the Cardano node so that the SundaeSwap DEX would pick it up on launch. So it's quite smart of someone who managed to work that out, work out the formatting. So they may have been doing it on testnet for a good while just to make sure it all worked. And then, of course, submitted that well before the DEX launched so that they could get their order through. A little unfortunate that we saw that happening. They don't know who did it, and I think they will try and work it out. But that would have pushed the price up in those early initial stages of the DEX. Now, another really interesting thing, the largest order that we did see go through was this amount here. So it's a $7 million worth of ADA. So it's a 5.4 million ADA order was executed through in the early stages as well. So it sounds like some very eager people managed to get through and put that order through. Now, I don't know if the order went through and then got executed, but that order did get to the DEX for processing. And I don't know if they managed to get their price through. So it's very interesting to see if it actually happened or not. Now, for all those people that are trying to delegate just to get the free SundaeSwap tokens for delegating to a stake pool, there are a lot of issues at the moment that people have been reporting. So Nami wallet is having a Mempool full issue. This essentially is the network being so congested that it can't submit the transaction. It's the memory for that particular point in time is full and just can't get orders through. Now, people have been having more success on CCVault, and I'll show you how to actually do that as well. But first off, let's have a look at the state of all of these stake pools at the moment. Now, in my videos, I've always been promoting and suggesting that you try and support the smaller stake pool operators on the network. And it sounds like you've listened because now they are all full. So you can now no longer actually delegate to any of these smaller stake pools on the network they're completely full, you'll start losing some of your ADA rewards. It diminishes on a small logarithmic scale. As it goes down, then you won't be able to earn as many ADA rewards. So now we do have to start filling up some of these multi-poolers, the larger pools, and fill up some of these ones that aren't at capacity at the moment. So we can see these ones here. I've mentioned Wolf before, and you probably need to delegate to one of those and start moving ADA elsewhere. Now, people that have been trying to delegate with Nami, I did get orders through on Nami wallets last night. So I think the congestion has dropped a little bit. We can actually see on this website here, if I go to the homepage of the site, we'd be able to see how much of a load is on the network at the moment. And we can see the last hour and last 24 hours is at not 24%. I wish it was at 24%. It's at 94% at the moment. So that's how much load is through the network. There is a scaling event happening on the 25th. So at the epoch changeover, IOG have put forward a scaling techniques to make sure that the load can be handled a little bit better after the 25th. So that's going to happen very, very soon. But if you're trying to delegate now to one of these state pools, you can do so on Nami. On Pool.pm, so I'll just type in Wolf here, and there's a couple of Wolf pools, and we need to make sure we're on the right one. So I'll just hover over this, and it says ADA Wolf, and that's one that I want. This one here is Wolf Schedule. That's not what I want, so I'll click on that one. And then I can click on my little join button here. I'll just swap screens quickly so you can actually see it, but you can see there that the Nami transaction did come up, and I'll be able to actually sign my transaction. So I'll just quickly sign that. And there we go. This is the error that everyone seems to be getting at the moment. So Mempool full. So it doesn't mean that the pool, the state pool, is full. It means that the blockchain is just congested at the moment and can't take that particular submission. But you may want to try that in CCVault and see if that will work for you there. So now there's a couple of really interesting things that have changed in CCVault itself. So if we're going through here, we can see that this little toggle here has been added in. So if you're using the DEX and you have multiple wallets like this, you now need to actually tell the application which one is your DEX wallet. So if I click on Enable DApp account, then it'll make this particular account here with my ledger the default one. Now, there's also an issue with ledgers as well. They can't actually sign the smart contracts at the moment, and this feature will likely come out in March. So if you've been trying to use one of these hardware security devices to actually execute on the DEX, you won't be able to. So I've been having problems with that, trying to scratch my head and wondering why I can't actually execute anything. It kept on failing immediately. That is why it's not supported yet. I wish someone told me. That's okay. So I'll switch back to this one here. I'll click on Enable the DApp, and now I'll be able to always use this one. But let's get back to delegating. So I'll go over here now to staking, and you can see the pool that I'm staked to at the moment, but I'll just type in Wolf. Make sure I'm on the correct one. So it's ADA Wolf here, and I'll click on Delegate, and then I'll be able to add in my sending password. So just give me 1 second. There we go. So I've put in my sending password, and now this is being submitted to the blockchain. So this gets queued on the wallet itself, and it waits to a free spot until it actually can be submitted onto the blockchain. So this might be waiting for a little while, and I'll come back to it, but it is an alternative way to actually delegate to a particular stake pool for the ISO. It's unfortunate if you're using Nami wallet only exclusively, you won't be able to do that quite easily. So to actually do that, you need to import your wallet and then do a couple of settings. Now you're thinking, great, Pete, you've shown me how to do it on CCVault, but I'm using Nami wallet because you said Nami wallet's great, and I did, and it is a great wallet. Now, what you can do is import in your Nami wallet onto CCVault. So all you need to do now is do the restoration process, type in how many seed, choose which one you've got, like 24-word seed phrase, and click on next and go through that recovery process to restore your wallet. So this is the same process if you have a Yoroi wallet and you're trying to restore it in here. It works the same way. Now there is a little catch here, and you do, if you're restoring from a Nami wallet, you do have to do a little slight change here on the settings. And it's right, this one here. So Nami works as a single address mode wallet. So it's a Nami wallet or CN Tools wallet. So it only has one address. And if you create another account, sub-account, it will actually create you a new wallet. So what you have to do here is set CN Tools to only use a single address. And then once you've done that, then Nami wallet will actually work with CCVault as well. So it's a little trick that you need to know if you're trying to import Nami wallet over to CCVault and then use that particular wallet here. So a couple little tips for you there. Now there is one more setting change in here which I found quite useful after asking the team. A lot of people have been asking, where is the log out button? And there isn't a log out button, but there is a lock account button, and it's hidden. So it's called the access password one. So they've labeled this incorrectly. So if you open up the name and password and you go down here, current sending password, you can change that. And if you go to access password, they've labeled it also as current sending passwords. So they do need to update the labels. I have told them about it. But if you set the password here, you'll be able to lock your wallet. And I can now click on lock wallet, and you can see now that my wallet is locked, and I can click on that, toggle it on and off, and lock my wallet that way. So people who are using a computer and they've got CCVault as well, they won't be able to actually access your wallet. They'll only be able to access their wallets. Now this is really important to note that this password for locking is separate to your sending password. Yeah, more passwords in your life. So if you're worried about that level of security, you can lock your wallet on CCVault as well. So that is it. That's all I got for this quick update in regards to SundaeSwap. I will be doing a follow-up video about Card Starter and working out what on earth and why so many people are messaging me being really angry about this. So I have an update about that real soon. But hopefully you can get a swap through. Good luck. I still haven't got a swap through for Sundae tokens. That last order I put through had a high slippage of 10%. Fingers crossed it does get executed in time. We'll see. I'll update you to see if I get anything through. Leave a comment down below and see if it works for you as well. But we should see this congestion slow down over the next few days. All right, till next time. Thank you.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast. Gotta get it hype. Crypto is what we like, but this is not investment or financial advice. Gotta do your research, cause it's risky. We know it is. This show is educational and it's informative. Crypto's the future, really, it ain't no debate.